The kitchen light hummed. It was the only sound in the house. I sat at the table and watched her cry. She looked small in that chair. Smaller than I remembered. She had been talking for 20 minutes. A story about stress. A story about loneliness. A story about a mistake that just happened. I nodded. I let her finish. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. But as she wiped her eyes, I saw the flash of anger. It was quick. A micro-expression. It vanished before she knew I saw it. That was the moment the story cracked. That was the moment I knew the affair wasn't the only lie. We had been together for 8 years. We met in a coffee shop on a rainy Tuesday. She was reading a book I loved. I was pretending to work. It was the kind of start that felt like fate. We built a life on that feeling. We bought a small house with a creaky porch swing. We had a dog named Buster who hated the mailman. We had Sunday morning rituals. Pancakes. The crossword puzzle. Silence that felt comfortable. I thought we were solid. I thought we were the couple that survived. We didn't fight often. We didn't have to. We were a team. I supported her career. She supported mine. We were saving for a baby. We had a name picked out. We had a future. It felt unshakable. It felt like home. I never checked her phone. I never questioned her late nights. I trusted her completely. That was my mistake. I gave her the keys to everything. And she locked me out of the truth. The shift started 6 months ago. It was subtle. A change in the air. She started coming home late. Not every night. Just enough to notice. She smelled like different perfume. She said it was a free sample. I believed her. She became distant. She stopped laughing at my jokes. She stopped asking about my day. When I tried to touch her, she flinched. Just a little. A microscopic pull away. I asked her what was wrong. She said she was tired. She said work was busy. I let it go. I didn't want to be the nagging husband. I wanted to be supportive. Then came the passwords. She changed the passcode on her phone. She said it was for security. She said she wanted to keep our data safe. It felt like a door slamming. I ignored it. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself we were just in a rut. I tried to fix it. I booked a weekend away. A cabin in the woods. I thought we needed space. I thought we needed to reconnect. I was wrong. The cabin made it worse. She spent the whole time texting. She smiled at the screen. She hid the screen for me. When I asked who she was talking to, she said it was her sister. She didn't look at me when she said it. The knot in my stomach tightened. I knew. I just didn't want to know. The suspicion turned into an obsession. I became a stranger in my own home. I started checking her car. I looked under the seats. I checked the mileage. I found a receipt. A restaurant I had never heard of. A date when she said she was working late. The amount was for 2 people. My hands shook. I took a picture. I put the receipt back. I waited. I watched her sleep that night. She looked peaceful. She looked like the woman I married. But she wasn't. I knew it. I confronted her the next morning. I kept my voice calm. I showed her the receipt. She didn't panic. She didn't stutter. She looked me in the eye and lied. She said it was a work dinner. She said she forgot to tell me. She said she was buying dinner for a client. She promised. She swore on her marriage. I wanted to believe her. I needed to believe her. I backed down. I apologized for questioning her. I hated myself for it. But the doubt was a cancer. It spread. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I started following her. Not every day. Just when the schedule didn't match. I saw her get into a car. A black sedan. I didn't recognize it. I followed them. My heart was pounding. They drove to a motel. A cheap place on the edge of town. I sat in my car and watched. I watched them go inside. I watched the light turn on. I watched the curtains close. I wanted to scream. I wanted to smash the windows. I wanted to kill him. But I sat there. Frozen. I sat there until the sun came up. I sat there until they left. She came home that night. She kissed me on the cheek. She asked me what I wanted for dinner. I looked at her. I looked at the woman who had just betrayed me. And I said nothing. I ate dinner. I watched TV. I pretended everything was normal. I was dying inside. The escalation was a spiral of silence. I became a ghost in my own life. I started recording our conversations. I wanted to catch her in a lie. I wanted proof. I found the app on her phone. A hidden folder. It was full of photos. Not of the affair. Of me. Sleeping. Working. Showering. She had been spying on me. Why? I didn't understand. I looked deeper. I found the emails. She wasn't just cheating. She was planning. She had a separate bank account. She had been moving money. Thousands of dollars. Our savings. Gone. She was planning to leave. She was planning to take everything. She was planning to ruin me. The affair was a distraction. It was a cover for the theft. She was sleeping with him to get access to his accounts. He was a lawyer. He was helping her hide the assets. It wasn't about love. It was about money. It was about revenge. I don't know why. I didn't know what I had done to deserve this. I confronted her again. This time, I had the evidence. I printed the bank statements. I printed the photos. I laid them on the table. She walked in. She saw the paper. Her face went pale. She started shaking. She started crying. The tears came fast. They were real, or they were acted. I couldn't tell anymore. I can explain, she said. Please let me explain. I sat down. I looked at her. Explain everything, I said. Everything. She took a deep breath. She started talking. She told me about the affair. She told me about the money. She told me about the lawyer. She said she was unhappy. She said she felt trapped. She said she wanted out. She said she didn't know how to tell me. She said she was sorry. She begged for forgiveness. She begged for another chance. She promised to pay it back. She promised to end it. She looked me in the eye. She held my hand. She cried on my shoulder. It was a performance. It was the performance of a lifetime. But I saw the flicker, the anger, the contempt. She thought I was stupid. She thought I would believe her. She thought she could talk her way out of this. She was wrong. The point of no return came with a single sentence. She was crying. She was holding my hand. She was begging. I love you, she said. I have always loved you. I made a mistake, but I love you. I looked at her hand on mine. I looked at her eyes. They were red. They were swollen, but they were dry. She wasn't crying tears. She was crying for effect. If you loved me, I said, my voice quiet, you wouldn't have planned to destroy me. She flinched. The mask slipped. Just for a second. Her face went hard. Her eyes went cold. You never understood me, she hissed. She pulled her hand away. She stood up. She wiped her face. The tears stopped instantly. You were always so boring, she said. So predictable. It was easy. She walked to the door. She didn't look back. I'll have my things sent over, she said. She opened the door. She stepped out into the night. I sat there. I sat in the silence. I sat in the ruins of my life. The dog barked. The clock ticked. I realized then that the woman I loved never existed. She was a fiction, a character in a play she wrote for me, and I had been the audience, clapping for the show. The show was over. The fallout was a quiet devastation. I didn't scream. I didn't break things. I just stopped. I stopped eating. I stopped sleeping. I stopped going to work. I sat in the dark. I replayed every moment, every kiss, every promise. I looked for the signs. They were there. I just didn't see them. I felt like a fool. I felt like a joke. The divorce was fast. She didn't fight for the house. She just wanted the money. She wanted to be gone. She left the dog. Buster sat by the door for weeks, waiting for her. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't play. He just waited. I had to sell the house. I couldn't stay there. The memories were too loud. They haunted every room. I moved into a small apartment. A fresh start. But I couldn't start. I was stuck. I couldn't trust. I couldn't open up. I met someone new. A kind woman. She smiled at me. She asked me out. I froze. I looked at her eyes. I looked for the lie. I looked for the trap. I couldn't do it. I pushed her away. I told myself I was protecting myself, but I knew the truth. I was protecting her. From me. From my broken heart. From the damage she left behind. I lost weight. I lost friends. I lost myself. I became a shell. I walked through life in a fog. I saw her once. On the street. She was with him. The lawyer. They were holding hands. They were laughing. She looked happy. She looked free. She didn't see me. I watched them walk away. I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. Just a hollow emptiness. The betrayal had burned everything away. There was nothing left. The resolution is a scar that never fades. I am healing. Slowly. I have a new routine. I have a new job. I have Buster. He is old now. He sleeps by my feet. He is the only loyalty I have left. I don't date. I don't look. I have learned to be alone. I have learned to trust my instincts. I have learned that silence is safer than lies. I still think about her. Not often, but sometimes. In the quiet moments. I wonder what she was running from. I wonder what I did to make her hate me so much. I will never know. I will never ask. I have accepted that some questions have no answers. I have accepted that some people are just broken. And I was the thing they broke themselves against. I am stronger now. But I am also harder. The soft parts of me are gone. The hope is gone. The belief in forever is gone. I look at the world differently now. I see the cracks in the foundation. I see the lies behind the smiles. I see the danger in the dark. It is a lonely way to live, but it is a safe way. I will never let anyone in that deep again. I will never give anyone the power to destroy me. That is the lesson. That is the scar. She told me she loved me the day she left. I wonder which part of that was the lie.